Are PRS the iPhone of guitars? Hey everybody, Jason Allen here. Welcome back to the channel. So I haven't owned a PRS guitar until now. I actually won one from Searching for Tone, Brian's channel. He had just a random drawing on one of his live streams, and my name was in the drawing, and the sort of wheel of fortune spun around and my name came up, and so I won a PRS guitar. So we're going to do a review on the PRS guitar. So I don't know why I've just never really been into PRS guitars. I'm really kind of attracted to the traditional Fender Stratocaster, Telecaster, Gibson Les Paul, and now Gibson SG. I like the SG style guitar. Not really a big fan of offsets, jazz masters, things like that. I like sort of the traditional rock and roll guitars. So the PRS guitar, I mean, I've known about them. They've been around for a long time. They're a great brand. You know, the higher end ones are made in the United States. It was obviously Paul Reed Smith. His name is on the guitars. He created the company, I think back in the 80s, 85 or something like that. And so it's a real respected brand. Paul is kind of an oddball. He's kind of this eccentric owner of the company, and he kind of reminds me of Steve Jobs in a way. Steve Jobs was kind of this eccentric, you know, developer or spokesperson for Apple products, and he would do these presentations where he'd unveil the iPad and the iPhone and all these new things and talk about them. And that's kind of what Paul Reed Smith kind of reminds me of. He does presentations where he talks up Tonewood and he talks up the materials that he makes and why they're so much better for the tone of his guitars. I never thought that kind of stuff made any difference to the tone of guitars. For the most part, I think most guitars sound pretty much the same. Pickups can range in sort of tone from dark to bright to kind of what I call thin, which is a lot of the ceramic pickups are, you know, that aren't wound real heavily. They tend to be thin, they tend to be microphonic, but I mean, they still work. They all work, they all produce sound, and they all sound like a guitar. You can kind of tell the difference between a single coil and a humbucker, but for the most part, guitars kind of sound the same. I mean, if there was any huge difference between woods and nut material and neck material and fretboard material and all this other stuff, then, you know, you could play a guitar and it would sound vastly different from another guitar that wasn't made out of those things, but it doesn't. The differences are very minimal at best. But he likes to really talk up all these things, and he's kind of the consummate salesman when it comes to his product. And he's very passionate about guitars, and his customers are really loyal, and they really support the brand, and they can get really testy if you knock the brand on social media. So I learned that sort of the hard way when Paul came out with the new tuning keys for the PRS, and they were supposedly designed after the bird design on the fretboard, and then they made them out of more like a plastic. They were more like the Gibson Les Paul, the old style ones that are supposed to look like jadeite or whatever, and they're just resin or plastic or whatever. And so he came out with these tuning keys, and Guitar World actually did an article about him talking about how these tuning keys, because they're lighter weight, are going to just add incredible tone. They'd be a game changer for the tone of your guitar. And I'm just like, whatever, man. So back before I moved this channel to this channel, I had done a video. That was one of the last videos I did before I moved the channel to this channel. And I talked about basically that was kind of silly, but and the PRS owners were like just lambasting me in the comments. So, but they're really loyal, but that's not a bad thing. So here we are. We've got a PRS guitar. So let's get to it and see what it's all about. Okay, so this is it here. It came in a nice gig bag. Now this is a used guitar. It's not brand new. So I don't know, I don't know how these are shipped. What I'm assuming they're shipped very well. PRS. I mean, this is not an American-made model. This is a SE DGT David Grissom Tremolo signature gold top. So these are right around, it looks like $600 to $800 for this particular model. So it was given to Brian of Searching for Tone, specifically for him to give away. I won it. So here it is. Comes in a nice gig bag. Not sure if I'm a fan of the brown color of the gig bag, but so here we go. This is it. This is the PRS SE DGT David Grissom Tremolo signature gold top. I have no idea who David Grissom is. I hope that doesn't get me some rage comments in the comments, because maybe I should know. Okay, so this is made in Indonesia. So let's talk about the specs. Okay, so the first thing you'll notice is it does not have the little birdies in the fretboard. These are some kind of interesting looking half moon dots. It's like a lighter color underneath and then a darker color on top. These are the biggest frets I've ever seen on a guitar. These are huge jumbo frets. Polyurethane. This is a gold top, mahogany body. According to this is a maple top. So you can see it's a little bit, probably a 3/8 of an inch to a 1/2 inch top. Painted gold on top, but the edge here is just the bare maple. And then the back, I don't know if this is oh, no, it's like a really super dark stain. It's looks like a transparent black on the back, because you can actually see the wood grain. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. It's so hard to get these things to show up through the camera. Set neck, 10-inch fretboard radius. Yeah, PRS moons, that's what they call these little, they look like a crescent moon. 22 frets, 25-inch scale length, so that's different. And then the nut width is 1.656. And they're calling this a synthetic nut bronze powder blend. So that's interesting. PRS branded tuners. They look like just regular old sealed tuners. And this is a tremolo system. And it's like a floating tremolo. So 2 chrome covered humbuckers. These are PRS DGT S humbuckers. I'm not sure what the S is. And then it does have a coil tap, so the second tone knob is a coil tap, and it's a 3-way switch. I do like where they put the switch, because I tend to, especially on Stratocaster style guitars, Telecaster style guitars where the switch is right here, I tend to hit it. But this is nice. This is way back here, and then the a Les Paul, the switch is way up here. So this is nice. You've got pretty quick access to that switch. Says it has 10s on it. I have no idea what these strings are, because like I said, it's used, so they could be anything. And just standard plastic knobs. Control plate in the back to access your electronics. Does have a thick trem block in it. 4 springs, it looks like. And oh, and I'm not sure what the fretboard is. rosewood fretboard. And the fret ends are really nice. They do a good job. I mean, PRS, you know, don't get me wrong, they make excellent guitars. This is not made by them, it's licensed. They're actually built by Cortec. So Cortec builds these in Indonesia. So it's made in the same factory that, you know, some Squires are made there. A lot of other guitars. I just talked about it in one of my other videos. Yeah, so, okay, so let's run upstairs with it real quick. We'll do a quick, sort of a deep dive. I mean, I can't take the neck off, obviously, because it's set neck, so I don't really want to pull the strings off it and everything, so I'll leave the pickups where they're at, but we'll check the pickups, and then I'll do some of the specs on like fret height and the neck thickness and things like that. So let's get started. Okay, here we are out in the shop. We got the guitar on the bench. Let's weigh it. About 7.1 pounds. So not too shabby. Pretty light. So weight is 7.1. Neck material is the mahogany. So it's mahogany body, mahogany neck. Fretboard material is rosewood. Body thickness, which I don't know if that really matters on this type of guitar because you're probably not going to be doing mods. Whereas when we talk about guitar thickness, we usually are thinking about Stratocaster or Telecaster for mods. But anyway, this is a 1 3/4 inch thick body. Nut material, like I said, it's that some kind of composite material. I think it's PRS's own thing. The inlay material looks like it could be mother of pearl, but it's probably a synthetic. I'll see if I can find out exactly what that's made out of. No pick guard on this one. Neck relief, let's check that out. It's pretty straight. It's pretty straight. Yeah, it's pretty straight. I'd say there's not much relief on that at all. Nut slot depth is perfect. I mean, these nut slots are cut perfect. I'm sure PRS is pretty meticulous about the specs and the quality coming, you know, even with their import guitars. Okay, let's listen to it acoustically. Oop, it's out of tune. So let's tune it up first and then listen to it acoustically. Well, there's a little sizzle on the, so maybe these strings aren't, yeah, these are 9s. So I'm going to replace it with 10s because I like 10s and that slot is cut for 10s. So you probably can't hear it, but it's almost like a sitar effect. You know, the sitar sounds like it's got those weird overtones. Well, you can hear that sizzle. So what it's doing is it's vibrating inside that nut slot because that nut slot is designed for size 10 strings and these are 9s. So, but we'll address that. So maybe I will take it apart and acoustically, it sounds good. Still a little bit out of tune, though. Okay, so let's check out the intonation on this. And it's perfect. Just that sizzle, that little vibration you can hear in that nut slot. So yeah, so you expect a guitar that's pre-owned to sort of have a lot of the bugs and issues worked out of it. So like I said, the intonation is perfect on this. So we'll see if there's any dead frets. I'm guessing there are not. No dead frets. All right. So we'll put the fret rocker on it just to check. I'm sure that they're perfect. Yeah. There, perfect, yep. Fret smoothness, these are perfectly polished. I don't think these are stainless. I think they're nickel, just nickel frets. Fret ends, they're perfect, rounded over. They're not like the ball ends, but they're definitely polished and smooth. Fretboard radius, it did say, what did it say in the 10, I think it said in the literature. Yeah, that's all of 10. I don't think it's compound, so check the top one too. Yeah, that's 10. Okay, so fret or nut width, like I said, that was 1.66, 42.39 millimeters on the nut. At the 12th fret, we've got 2.07. That would be 52.69 millimeters. String height at the 12th fret is a little high, higher than I'd like. It's closer to 2.5. Pretty close to 2 on the high E. So them saddles could come down a little bit. But again, it's set up for 10s, and these are 9s. So, I mean, that's not a huge jump, but could impact it a little bit. Neck profile is kind of just a regular C shape like most guitars. I mean, I think it's kind of a standard design anymore. Doesn't really seem like these are a rolled fretboard, but it's definitely smooth. I mean, it's not totally sharp, but not rounded over either, I don't think. So let's check out these frets. These frets are just massive. We got a 2.88 millimeter width, which is a 0.113 inch. And then the height is a 0.058 inch or 1.47 millimeters. These are huge frets. And so if you're somebody like me that really jams hard on the fretboard when you're playing, because I'm so used to, I've played acoustic for so long that I just play way too heavy. I gotta learn how to not squeeze so hard. But if you're somebody like me that squeezes real hard, you're gonna find that these guitars sound like they're out of tune, even when they're in tune and intonated properly. Because what's going on is you're stretching that string between those two tall frets. I mean, I can see there's a lot of motion there. So if you're heavy-handed, a guitar with super tall frets on it could become an issue for you. Okay, and these are cast saddles. So I'm gonna restring this with 10s, and then we'll tune it up, make sure it's intonated. I might pull these pickups out of here real quick too and check that out. Open up the back so we can see what the electronics are looking like. So let's do all that. All right, got a set of strings here. These are Diodario XL. These would be 10s. So we're gonna take these off and put those on. Okay, so let's open up the back of this and see what we've got. Okay, all right, let's check out the electronics in it. So there you go. There's the inside of the tremolo. As you can see, that's a big trem block. 4 springs on here. This is a floating, they had it set up as a floating tremolo. And as you can see, we've got nice braided, like this metal cover, almost like a conduit on this, on the wire. And then these are full-size pots. And mechanical switch. And that's the volume, right? Or no, that's the push-pull. This here, that's the push-pull. Just a standard jack, it looks like. But the wirings look real nice. They did a real good job. And this looks like shielding paint in here, that black paint. So very, very well done. Very nice. And it's a brownish, reddish brown. Now that I got it out here in this light, this transparent stain on the back, it's really sharp. So yeah, that's really, really nice looking work there. And again, that's the difference between, you know, a guitar that's maybe $200 to $100 and a guitar that's in the, you know, $600 to $800 range, maybe $500 range. You're going to get something that's really set up, should be set up perfectly, plays perfectly out of the box, has good components in it. So should last, you know, the lifetime of the instrument. Let's just take one of the pickups out just to see what's going on there. Fit and finish on this guitar is excellent. And I think, I'm not sure how to tell whether these are El Nico. I think they're El Nico. They look like they might be. But that's the pickup. It's that branded, you know, it's PRS's own design. So there's the inside. That's the mahogany. And then it's supposed to have a maple top. You can kind of see. Kind of can't see really where the joint is, but it does have a maple top on it. Really nice pickups. I mean, they're everything. The fit and finish on this guitar is great. I mean, I will say that about PRS, that they do make good guitars. I mean, they had Ted McCarty help design them. And he designed for Gibson, so I can't say all the credit goes to Paul. I mean, he may have had the ideas, but he definitely got the right people to implement them for him. Okay, so let's string this up. Get it tuned up, make sure the intonation's cool on it, and then we will take it upstairs, or downstairs rather, and see how it sounds. One thing I will say is that the posts on these tuners, I don't know if the headstock is a little overly, it looks like the headstock might be a little overly thick, and the posts aren't very tall. I mean, you don't need to wrap around a ton of times, especially for the low E. The low E I wrap maybe twice around the post. It's just that there's not much of a post sticking up, you know, from the headstock there, so. Okay, so we got it all tuned up. I'm going to take a little Allen wrench to these saddles and lower them a little bit. Yeah, this thing's set up really good because you can really lower the action on it really nicely, and no buzzing strings, no buzzing frets. Okay, let's see if the neck relief changed at all on it, because now there's a little bit more tension. No, not really. No, it's pretty much straight as an arrow. So you could put a little bit of relief on it. Doesn't seem to need it, but you could. And then the trem's still floating, so that's correct. Okay, let's take it downstairs and see how it sounds. Okay, so of course I forgot to check the pickups while I was out in the shop. So let's do that real quick. So the bridge pickup is 8.52. The neck pickup is 7.09. Both of them together is 3.87. And the split coil is 5.76. Let's put it on a strap and see how it balances. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much perfect. Okay, so I hooked up to a my Laney amp. I got SM57 pointed right at the cone, and another condenser mic kind of held off. Could probably move that out a little bit farther. Almost like a room mic. Okay, so let's see. Let's do the bridge pickup first. This is on the clean channel on that amp, no boost. As you can tell, the pickups are pretty hot. So let's do the middle. This is both pickup. And the neck pickup. And let's try the split coil. I believe that's for the bridge pickup. Oh yeah. All right, let's check out the tremolo. So this is the push-in kind, but it's got a little set screw here, so you can tighten it down. Easier said than done. Wow. And like I said, it's a floating trem, so you can go back and up and down with the I'm not very good with the trem, so yeah, this is a great guitar. Let's put it on the lead channel. Okay, that's still in the push-pull is out, so now we'll go, now the push-pull is down, so it's back to the humbucker, not split coil, and this is the bridge. And then this is the middle. And the neck. So these are new strings, and it's staying in tune, even with the tremolo, playing around with that tremolo. Now to me, the humbuckers sound a little dark. You could probably just adjust that with the EQ on your amp, but they sound a little dark to me. And I've even got it on the bright, there's a bright setting on the amp, so. That's easy to play. It's really easy to play. This is a nice guitar. I mean, not that I've knocked PRS. I never said that they were bad guitars. But I guess, you know, people told me how good they were. And I don't know why I'm surprised, but it's, yeah, it's a great guitar. And I normally don't like those jumbo frets, but these seem really comfortable to play. But like I said, if you press really hard, it'll go out of tune a little bit. So, wow, that's cool. I don't know, maybe I'll keep this thing. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out which guitars are going to stay and which are going to go. I've been playing with my band, and I had some issues with my SG. That some bitch would not stay in tune. So I almost took this, well actually I did take this with me to the gig. It still had the 9s on it. I prefer 10s, but I didn't play it because, I don't know, I don't know why, but maybe I should have. So anyway, there you go. PRS, what was that again? That was the SE, so it's a PRS SE, which is, SE stands for Student Edition, if you didn't know that. But I mean, this is, I don't know why they call it a Student Edition. This guitar is amazing for anybody. I think you could probably tour with this or whatever. I mean, just because it's one of their cheaper models, this thing is incredible. SEDGT, David Grissom Tremolo signature. So yeah, there you go. Pretty cool guitar. Yeah, I might keep this one. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I was thinking about selling it, but it's a really nice guitar. I might have to get into PRS. I don't know. They really make nice guitars. I mean, just based on this is the only one I've ever owned. So, but yeah, pretty cool. Okay, that's all I've got. Jay Salen Guitar. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Our PS. PS. Our PS. Why do I keep saying PS? PRS. PRRS. Our PRS guitars, our PRS, the iPhone of guitars.